Good morning, good morning. Bix Weir, roadtoruler.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Heard from Cliff this morning. Apparently, Twitter's going to ban him. I think he's still on, but he sent me a message saying they're in the process of banning him. YouTube probably will do the same. So make sure you get in touch with Cliff's Twitter and YouTube, and he will announce where the hell he's going to end up. Or you can follow Road to Ruta. I will tell you where to go to get the Cliff updates. Basically, what Cliff is saying is, yes, it's a bioweapon. He's been saying this all along. Bioweapon. He thinks China's the culprit. And I'm sure some bad guys are involved from the U.S. and around the world. But definitely a bad guy bioweapon. Chaga mushroom is going to help immensely, and massive dose of vitamin C. Liposomal if you have it. I've also got a message from Christof, our spiritual guru, who is deep into the vibrational healings. And at the end of this, I'll show you where to go to find his. He sent out a vibrational healing for the coronavirus that kills it off. If you're in the spiritual side, you will understand this. I didn't originally. After a year of training, I do get how we are a vibrational being. Vibration means so much, and vibrational healing really does help. So I'll give you that site in just a second. Crypto's doing okay. Remember, Steve Mnuchin can click his mouse. He's got a new boatload of rigging money, 20 or 4 trillion. So I'm sure Bitcoin and cryptos will go down one big hard slam before they let it run up again. If it goes up or if it goes down, it's all on computer rigging programs. We need the shutting down of these exchanges, and then the reboot with something like decentralized exchanges or Veritasium introduced to the exchange so that they can't lie, cheat, and steal. Clearly, they are lie, cheating, and stealing. The worst of all the culprits is Tether. Look at the Tether volume. $37 billion worth of Tether in the last 24 hours when there's only 4.6 billion worth of Tether, and it's backed by nothing. We all know it's backed by ridiculous hopes and dreams of the crypto cabal. But Litecoin is all it means is the cryptos are cheap right now. That's all it means. And if the cryptos go down, if Bitcoin does go down, say to $1,000, you won't be able to get any. That's when all the exchanges will load up, and then they'll have it for their customers later when the price goes back up. But you won't be able to buy any new cryptos. So hang on. We are in for a big shakeout of the crypto market. The key is getting your cryptos off the exchanges into your own possession. I can't stress that enough, and obviously you guys should all know why by now. All right? Price of silver. That's what's happened in the last 10 years. 100% lockdown. It started in the Obama administration with his chief of staff, Bill Daley, who was from J.P. Morgan. He was put in charge of rigging the silver markets in January of 2011, allowed the price to go up to $50 and then slam it down, and controlled with computer programs from Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan. 100%. I've proven it 50 times sideways. Ted Butler is just a machine on top of this. He says, here's what he says. JP Morgan is 100% out of their silver short position. They are completely long they'll probably go up long on the silver derivatives, as well as they have now he says over 800 million ounces of physical silver. I think it's more like 1 billion to 1.5 billion. Remember, the Hunt brothers got busted for 100,000 ounces of physical. And Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan have over 1 billion and are up on RICO charges. Why they are still allowed to trade in the market, it's because we haven't taken the bad guys down now. You take down JP Morgan, you take down every single bank on planet Earth. And they don't want to be the cause of the crash. They want the crash to be blamed on the shoulders of the banksters. And watch, the economy won't improve between now and mid-April when they try to bail out again, and it's over. Now, the other possibility is they shut everything down come April 1st, the end of the quarter. Because the day before, they have to record their earnings, and the earnings are just horrific. Everybody's selling the same assets. That means all the banks are 100% insolvent right now. All of them. even Jamie Dimon, unless he rises the price of gold and silver massively, which they might do. Just hang on to your gold and silver in your own possession. Any third party has it, you're out of luck. You're shit out of luck. And speaking of problems in the gold and silver market, one of the chief physical metal dealers on the COMEX, Jeffries, the CEO, dies from coronavirus. Can you say suspicious? In a shocking and tragic development, the deadly coronavirus has struck at the epicenter of Wall Street. Moments ago, investment bank Jeffries announced that its CFO, Peg Broadbent, has passed away from coronavirus complications, making him the first top financial executive to pass away from the deadly pandemic. I'll guarantee you, all the criminals within Wall Street will be passing away from coronavirus. Yes, it is a bioweapon, but it's also an excuse for the bad guys to get out of Dodge. Did he pass away? Did he go to the Kinley Island with Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know. This is the battle we're fighting now, though. So if you are into the metals, these guys are a gigantic metal player, Jeffries Financial Group, and this is a CFO. Why I say this, it might just be a random story, right? Not quite. The German state finance minister found dead. This is the guy in charge of regulating Deutsche Bank. Found dead. The largest derivative holder in the world has been shattered inside out this first quarter. And the finance minister found dead. The body of Thomas Schaefer, finance minister of German state of Hesse, was found next to high-speed train tracks on Saturday morning in the town of Hochheim, located between Frankfurt and Mainz, according to DW, citing local police. Let's see about that. Doesn't that sound a little odd? The remains of Schaefer, 54, were initially unable to be identified due to the extent of the injuries. Oh, great. He's off on Kinley's Island, too. After witnesses reported the body, his death has been ruled a suicide by police. We're all shocked. On Thursday, Schaefer, together with the economic minister Tariq Wazir, explained how the government wants to support the more than 200,000 small entrepreneurs and solo self-employed in the country who fear for their existence due to the corona pandemic. According to WELT, a bailout of 8.5 billion euros is opened and the debt break, which Schaefer had always defended, is relaxed. The Menhus from Bickenhof, near Marburg, was very worried that was obvious. The country and the whole world were facing unforeseen challenges, he said, and that tackling this task of the century would take several generations. But he also tried to relieve fears. The country would help quickly and unbureaucratically, Schaefer promised. The fight against coronavirus will not fail with money. He leaves behind his wife and 9-year-old son and 12-year-old daughter, or maybe he's taking them with him to Kinley's Island. I don't know. It's crazy out there. You got to hang tough. And for all my buddies, my family members in the food and wine business, you guys are screwed, at least for a while. And that business really can't take much of a hit. These restaurants and bars, at least the restaurants, literally they live on shoestring money. You got to have your weekly money coming in, or your overhead puts you out of business. The industry has never experienced anything like this before. 3% of all restaurants has already closed permanently. And I bet you that raises to 50% if it goes on for another month. Summary: 3% of restaurants have already closed permanently due to coronavirus, according to the National Restaurant Association. 44% of operators have temporarily closed their restaurants, and 11% anticipate they will permanently close within 30 days. Restaurant sales dropped 47% across the U.S. from March 1st to March 22nd. 54% of operators now offer off-premise service only. 70% of restaurants surveyed had to lay off employees and reduce worker hours, and about half of the restaurants expect further layoffs and hourly reductions in the next 30 days. More than 60% of restaurants have had to reduce their operating hours. The association's research spotlights just how gutting the coronavirus has been for the rest of the industry, and many market experts worry the damage done so far is just the tip of the iceberg. 80% of restaurant operators also reported total sales volumes between March 1st and March 22nd this year was lower than it was during the year ago period. Well, obviously. The NRA requested more than $400 billion in relief loans and insurance options for the industry from the government. On Wednesday, the Senate passed $2 trillion stimulus package. That includes $350 billion in small business loans. First of all, these restaurants will never be able to pay back the loans. $500 billion in loans for distressed companies. That goes to the bankers, by the way, and it's leveraged to $4 trillion. And $250 billion in unemployment insurance benefits. This safety net could help some restaurant operators keep their heads above water, but the question is for how long? Not long, let me tell you. And even though these loans will also offer a forgiveness debt if small and medium-sized businesses continue to pay their employees, the stimulus package doesn't address the NRA's request of $100 billion in business interruption insurance. Now, see, here's the restaurant and booze industry is saying, hey, Mr. Government, you're the ones who are putting the lockdown, which is true. But at the same time, the U.S. government can pay for it, obviously. They print money out of thin air and it never has to be paid back. And it never leaks into inflation because they rig the inflation figures and they rig the commodity markets. So it is free money. That's my video I put up yesterday. Go take a look at that. We're pretty free money. You can print as much as you want. It does not matter, and it never will matter. Everybody who went to business school and took economics and said, well, it's the money supply. If you can't overdo the money supply or inflation hits and people have to pay it off in taxes. No. They missed the whole point of unbacked fiat money. If people have a printing press to print money, they're going to print it as they need it or as they want it. And there's no law in the land, in the world, that says they have to tell you what they're doing. They can do whatever the frick they want behind the scenes. It does not matter. The bank bailouts are a hell of a lot more than $6.2 billion. And that's the whole key to the road to Ruta. Print money to infinity, soaking up all the benefits, and at one point, pull the plug. We're getting to that point where they pull the plug, so hang on tight. So it's obviously restaurants and bars and the employees are getting screwed by this coronavirus deal. It's horrible. It's destroying lives, destroying businesses. The people, and I talked yesterday on the private road about who did it. The 3 people who actually invented this mother plucker. And then there's people who administered it. Yes, they're involved with the Chinese government. Yes, they're involved with the bad guys. So hang in there, my friends. Here we have more evidence China is lying. China's numbers have not moved. It's more than 80,000. I don't know how many. It's in the hundreds of thousands or probably hundreds of millions. More evidence China is lying. The number of urns more than double reported coronavirus deaths. China has been caught lying once again about corona figures when the latest evidence coming from Ground Zero in Wuhan, where according to CCP officials, 50,000 people were infected with COVID and 2,535 died of the virus. Yet Chinese investigative outlet Caxlin revealed that when mortuaries opened back up this week, photos revealed a far greater number of urns than reported deaths. In one truck overloaded with 2,500 urns can be seen arriving to the mortuary. According to the report, the driver said he had delivered the same amount the previous day. In another photo, 7 500 urn stacks can be seen inside the mortuary, adding up to 3,500 deaths. This adds up to more than double the amount of reported deaths in the region for which grieving families waited in a long line for as long as 5 hours to collect. Urns are reportedly being distributed at a rate of 500 a day at the mortuary until the Tomb Sweeping Day holiday, which falls on April 4th of this year. Wuhan has 7 other mortuaries. If they are all sticking to the same schedule, this adds up to more than 40,000 urns being distributed in the city over the next 10 days. When reporters at Bloomberg made calls to funeral homes to check on the number of urns waiting to be collected, the mortuaries said that they either did not have that data or were not authorized to give it out. Given the constant provable lies, does anyone believe that China has actually contained COVID-19? And of course, as former White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer pointed out, implicitly, don't expect the mainstream media to question anything. And China says coronavirus was created by the U.S. military. Most people think it was created by the Chinese political party, along with the bad guys. And definitely in the USA, Democratic Party is using it to its full advantage. So they don't, and the criminals who need to go to jail are using it to their full advantage. So we'll see what happens. Hang in there. All right, my friend Christof gave us a coronavirus sound frequency zapper. And this, if you're into the vibrational healing, there's 2 tones, and these will kill the coronavirus. What I would do, he suggests using headphones. Put headphones on. It's about 4 minutes and 48 seconds. He says a little thing in the beginning, and then put headphones on and listen to it. Try to ground yourself in hara, meaning get in a meditative state. Just sit there and close your eyes and don't think about anything. Just relax and listen to it and feel the vibration going through every part of your body, attacking the virus. I would do it a few times. But here it is. You can get it. I will put the link in the description of this video. Go to Christof Melchizedek. Subscribe to his channel. He also gives a protocol of some things you can do to help you get through this. He's the man, let me tell you. I'm going to do an interview with him next week. We're going to talk about the coronavirus, what it means to humanity. I would do what he says, put the headphones on. Hey, even if you don't believe in this stuff, it cannot hurt. It's one of those things. Even if it's a conspiracy theory and there's no coronavirus, it cannot hurt to do this stuff. So absolutely go to, again, his YouTube channel is Christof Melchizedek, right here, Christof Melchizedek, Christof Melchizedek, and I'll put the link below in the description. And he's got a lot of good information here too. Also, if you already have, if your energy field is broken down, there's other things you need to do, things like that. Along with vitamin C, chaga, you know the drill, my friends. And I just, again, on my video yesterday about printing unlimited money, I said, Trump, 6.2 is not enough. Let's give 6.2 million to every single person in the United States. Why not? It does not matter. We will never pay this back. There are no plans to pay it back. Nobody's even suggesting to pay it back. So the government's being stingy. If they're going to give 6.2 billion to the banksters, we want 6.2 each for every person in the United States. 6.2 billion. What does that do? It speeds up the process of destroying the old system. And that's exactly what Ruta wrote in the sand, print money to infinity as fast as possible. So keep an eye on the markets shutting down in the next few weeks as we're hitting the end of the quarter next week. And I do think the exchanges will be shutting down very soon. So hang on tight, get all your assets off the exchanges. Check out what the Fed bailouts look like right now. Completely straight up vertical climbing. It's not going to stop. It is not going to stop. We are never going back to the way it was. You need to get your head around that. Never again will we be living the way we did a couple months ago. We're near zero. All right? That's it. Take care of your body, your friends. Oh, please send the Christof vibrational healing thing to everybody you know. Even if they don't believe it, just say, put some headphones on, relax, and listen to this. Do it for me. That's all you have to tell your friends and family. Do it for me. Even if you don't believe it, I don't care. We are vibrational beings living an experience in this physical world. And our bodies are vibrational. Vibrational healing actually does work. So spread this around to as many people as you know. Hey, if you give them advice and they choose not to take it, that's their deal. But it's your deal to give them the option. Vitamin C, chaga, all the other things, and this vibrational healing now. All right? Thank you, Christof, for what you do. Talk to you later.
So we were out on the mountain range yesterday prospecting for little gemstones and crystals and whatever else you want to
Love
talk
the
about.
crystals, baby.
And Bix says, you know, I kind of had this vision, weird thing of almost like an Indian lady spirit, like kind of helping us, guiding us, and was inspired to write a freaking song literally on the mountainside. He's like, I'm going to go over here for a little bit, guys. He's over there writing a song. So I come out here this morning, and I'm hearing him playing, and I'm like, holy shit, I got to go grab my camera and film this. Go for it.
Hi, Snippy fans. It's called Secret Treasures, or Secret Treasures Lost in Time. And it's got an Indian chant before you, and I'm not Indian, so I'll butcher
Yeah,
it.
picture the Indian, like an Indian
Picture
voice
the
doing
Indian.
it. Oh, it'd be phenomenal.
Mystic fog rolls in, spirit alive within the wind. An ancient woman, an Indian. Is this the body I once lived in? I hear her voice, she calls to me, describes an ancient mystery, a place where ghosts protect treasures lost in time. Seek your soul, so shall ye find secret treasures lost in time. Mysteries of where we came. History has all been changed. To find the opening, you must give up the past. Belief and faith are all that last. Says to me, I now must go. Your journey awaits above, below. You'll find the clues in time, and always trust your mind. Secret treasures lost in time. Secret treasures lost in time.
Holy crap.
Wow.
There you go.
I think I just filmed the music video.
You got all that on the mountain yesterday?